We're going to begin with the concerns of the fragile U.S. truce with Iran, that it may not last. There's been a major flare-up of fighting between Israel and Hezbollah. Wednesday was the deadliest day of Israeli strikes in Lebanon since this war began. And there is confusion over whether Lebanon is included in the ceasefire in the first place. And oil prices, yep, they're climbing back up because Iran has not reopened the Strait of Hormuz. Nancy Cordes is covering it all at the White House. Nancy, things seem to be getting very messy. Good morning to you.
They are getting messy, Gayle, and we're just a day and a half into what is supposed to be a 2-week ceasefire. Already, some serious cracks have emerged. After President Trump declared total and complete victory, his key requirement still hasn't been met. Iran saying the Strait of Hormuz remains closed. And this isn't even supposed to be the hard part. That's going to come when the parties sit down this weekend in Pakistan to try to hammer out a long-term deal.
The firing hasn't ceased entirely. Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, the UAE, and Iran all reported new strikes yesterday.
No ceasefire ever goes without a little bit of choppiness.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth chalked it up to delayed communication among Iranian forces.
Iran would be wise to find a way to get the carrier pigeon to their troops out in remote locations to know not to shoot any longer.
An even bigger dispute erupted over this. More than 100 Israeli strikes on Hezbollah targets in Lebanon. Overnight, the Israeli military said it killed the nephew of Hezbollah's leader in Beirut. The strikes started without warning hours after the ceasefire went into effect. Pakistani officials who brokered the ceasefire insisted it included Lebanon, but Israel and the White House disagreed.
I think the Iranians thought that the ceasefire included Lebanon, and it just didn't. We never made that promise.
Iran responded by restricting the one thing that mattered most to the president: passage of oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz.
I will reiterate the president's expectation and demand that the Strait of Hormuz is reopened immediately, quickly, and safely.
Vice President Vance is set to sit down with Iranian officials in Pakistan this weekend to try to hammer out a long-term peace deal. But already the battle lines are being drawn over Iran's nuclear program. Iran says it has the right to enrich uranium. Trump says there will be no enrichment.
Frankly, the president has all the cards here.
Democrats disagree.
The United States' diplomatic position and credibility in the world is dramatically worse because of this war.
So this ceasefire was already fragile, and now there is a new warning from federal officials. They say Iran-linked cyber attacks are now targeting U.S. energy and water systems with the goal of causing disruptive effects inside the United States. Authorities say some hacks have already led to operational disruption and financial loss at critical facilities, Nate. So this is something we're going to be watching.
Nancy, thank you.